How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 56 of the Sports Desk. I am Splash. As always, we are joined with Jack over in that direction. I got it right today.
What a time to be alive. Energy.
I am bringing the energy. I clapped beforehand and I'm ready. If I had to go 10 rounds with Sonny Liston, oh my goodness, I could go 10 rounds. I could go 12 rounds with Sonny Liston tonight. I might get knocked out 100 times, but actually 1,000 times. But I'm energized. I am ready to go today. Big time show, big time energy. How's it going, Jack?
You can read my name on the bottom to see how I'm feeling right now. I'm still
okay. Hi, this is
yeah. I'm still kind of freaking out about the whole thing. It's pretty hype though. It's pretty hype. I can't complain.
Congratulations. Of course, we were together Sunday afternoon when your Rams pulled it out. Big time win over the San Francisco 49ers.
Over the 49ers too. We can get into that later, but it felt damn
unreal.
Good. So
yeah, it broke a 6-game losing streak to the 49ers. What a time to be alive. If you're a Rams fan, reach out. Austin, I know you might be lurking in the comments at some point. Drop a comment, say what's up, what's good, how does it feel to be NFC champs once again, the second time in 4 years. Congratulations. And I want to say 5th time ever, because you got
I don't know the exact
by
number.
the Steelers. Yeah, you got whacked by the Steelers in 79, beat the Titans in 99, lost to the Pats in 01, lost to the Pats in 18, and then here you are with 21. So congratulations, 5-time NFC champion, Los Angeles Rams.
All right.
Exciting.
Yeah, it's pretty hype. The Bengals are definitely no slouches either, but we've got a lot of Super Bowl stuff that we're obviously going to dive into later on in the show. But I think we're ready to go into hot takes. I think we should.
Let's.
I don't know if you have the hot take meter, but
I do. I was ready today. My laptop was not ready today. So
blaming the laptop. It's fine. I've been there. I've been blaming my phone like crazy for the last
come on now.
week or so.
The spotty connection is not on me. It's on this Walmart Wi-Fi here in the Arizona Stadium.
Stadium.
Right, boom. Yeah, did you know that I live in the Arizona Stadium?
I did not know you lived in the stadium. That's
yes, I live
cool,
in the Arizona Stadium. Yes. All my life. I've been in this bed right over yonder. All 3 years. I graduated in May. If you want to come out, actually, I do have a PSA. If you are interested in supporting me, my birthday is in a month, and I graduate in May. If you're interested in getting me a gift, I would appreciate $20.
Just straight up asking shamelessly $20.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
even subscribe to the channel, like the stream.
We do have.
I've been posting. Oh boy, do I have a Venmo? Yes, I do have a Venmo, Jack.
We do have.
I don't think that was important to ask, but
the monetization stuff on YouTube that you guys can donate. You can send Splash a little thing, a little something. So
yes, you can. You can also send Jack something. I'm sure Jack would be more than happy. If you want to donate to him going to the Super Bowl, if you want to try to donate,
you need to raise about $5,000. But
if you want Jack go to the Super Bowl, I'd be more than happy to read off donations for that.
That would be fun.
If you want to, give me a graduation gift, or if you want to, I don't know. I was talking to Nick and Frankie about going up to Phoenix for spring training. Don't know if I'll do it officially as U Stadium, but I would love to go see some spring training stuff. It's like a $20 shuttle from here, like the University of Arizona campus, to the airport in Phoenix. It's like, if you want to pay $20 and have me go to spring training, I can give you a shout out. You can come on our show. Whatever you'd like to do. I'm open to a lot of ideas. So speaking of ideas, with the hot takes, Jack and I were talking before the show, and we decided, you know what? We're going to give away some points. If your take is featured on the show, I'm going to double your points. I'm going to say, I'll go in and say, for example, I posted Trevor Penning goes top 20 in the draft for 200 points. So I see that take. I'll go give you 200 points. You get your points back. If your take loses, you get your points back. If your take wins, you bring in
double the points. Or can't lose.
Not quite double, but you're not losing here.
Yeah.
Even if you lose your take, you end up with 0. So speaking of, Trevor Penning goes top 20 in the draft. I know you don't, you're not following the draft too much with your Rams still in the playoffs and all, but I will say someone that is following the draft is Mr. Zach Berman. He's down in Mobile, checking out the Senior Bowl. His content is truly unreal. The stuff that we've been posting on YouTube the last couple days down from Mobile, it's great. There are like Trevor Penning has been awesome. He was throwing edge rushers yesterday. Oh my goodness, this is one of the best.
Yeah, I was looking at some of these clips.
I've ever
seen.
It
was ridiculous.
He threw the edge rusher into the quarterback. Should we show
some of these?
I think so. You can pop it up.
I think we'd be able to show some of these.
Yeah, if you pop it up from our YouTube, we should be okay.
Yeah.
I hope so. It's like copyright strike from who? U Stadium's YouTube page. What? Yeah, but he like the swing left tackle gets into a set and then throws a grown man and makes him into a wipeout like obstacle and just totally decks Des Ridder. And then today he had one that he was at guard and oh my goodness, he just he pancaked a fool. And there have been some guys that have struggled. Daniel Falale, just massive offensive tackle, mountain of a man at left tackle, has been bowled over a couple times by Najee Sanders. Huge boost for Sanders. But here's
our guy Trevor Penning right here.
Yeah, so Penning is playing left guard here. Or he's not on the outside. Okay, I think he's left. Wait a minute. Is that the right clip? Oh, okay. Yeah, he's the one that just pancaked him to the turf.
Yeah, that's 70. The pancake clip. I can play it again.
Like, look at the power, the meanness here.
Where is
like
this?
Ravens.
Which guy
he is
this guy?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
So he.
Oh my!
And then it just ends the man's life. That is disrespectful. But that is the kind of energy you want from an offensive lineman. That is a mean factor. That man wakes up and eats a bowl of nails without any milk.
Without any milk.
Yes.
I'm glad we both
Colton
get the reference.
Coming in with the hot takes, he says he wants Pickett in Pittsburgh. I'm interested to see. Pickett was the only quarterback that did not have his hand measured, which is a red flag, but he says his thumb is double jointed, so he can't get an accurate measurement from here to here. So it'd be a little like it bends inwards or something. I don't know. NFL scouts say his hand is around 8 inches, which, yes, hand size doesn't matter as much as people want it to matter, but there's a difference. So Joe Burrow has small hands, right? He has 9-inch hands from tip to tip, right? 9-inch hands. That's like 8th percentile in the NFL. That is not the end of the world. Kenny Pickett is about an inch smaller hand-wise. Like he's 8 1/4, like estimates are. So look, 9 isn't an issue. Some teams wouldn't have Burrow on their board, but Burrow is an incredible talent and one of like a slam dunk number 1 pick, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Pickett isn't a slam dunk number 1 pick. And there are going to be teams that look at his hand size when he's in Indianapolis in a couple weeks and say, let's say Pittsburgh, for example. When Odafe Owe or Myles Garrett or Trey Hendrickson wax your arm, we don't trust that you're going to be able to hold on to the football. Or we don't trust that when it's like 20 degrees in December and we're driving to go beat the Ravens or beat the Bengals or beat the Browns and win the AFC North, we don't trust that your spiral is going to be tight enough. So that's not going to concern every team, but some teams will be concerned with Kenny Pickett's hand size. And I think it's fair. And there were fair concerns with Burrow, but Burrow's hands are like not like they're small by NFL standards, but it's almost like, I don't know, like think of like a Damian Lillard. He's like a shorter player, but he's still 6'3", or Steph Curry is still 6'3", right?
Mm-hmm.
But Kenny Pickett is the equivalent of Muggsy Bogues or Earl Boykins. Like there's a place for you, but some teams may not draft you because you have 8 1/4 inch hands or 8.5 inch hands, which is over an inch below average. So, hey, and this is a thing to watch for. We'll get into a Super Bowl preview in a little bit. If Aaron Donald whacks Joe Burrow's hands, whacks Joe Burrow's arm when he's going to pass, watch out because Burrow only has 9-inch hands.
All right,
so, just saying.
Get the hot take stuff back up.
Definitely need to do some hot takes. I went way off on a draft tangent. All right. So I'm not going to give myself 200 points. I don't believe in that, but I'm not going to give Fella points either. But he has a hot take for tonight. He says the Celtics, who are favored by 4.5 points, beat the Hornets by 10 plus tonight. He put 500 biggins
10 plus tonight. That's pretty confident. I'm going to disagree. I think 10 might be a little much.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's always like the games in the NBA. I feel like, I don't know if this is statistically accurate, but I feel like they kind of more games than you'd expect end within 10 points, just things on fouls. I would imagine like a margin between like 5 and 8 points is like super, super common compared to what you'd expect, because you have fouls and you have end of quarter stuff, end of half stuff, end of game stuff. And it's kind of like, okay, well, they end up being closer than you think. Like, so I think this is one that I don't think the Hornets are a pushover. So I'm going to go ahead and put 500 points. Disagree with that.
Where would you put that on the hot take meter?
I don't think it's too hot. I think the Celtics are a little bit better than the Hornets, but I don't think they're 10 points better, if that makes sense. I'd probably go like Chile to our bowl.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. So Beekeeper EB says all 3 NFL teams in the Flores lawsuit will be punished by a loss of draft picks. So that would be the Miami Dolphins, Denver Broncos, and New York Giants.
This is like such a touchy subject. Like, it's really, really like difficult to hear about all this sort of stuff. I mean, I would think everybody is going to get fined, at least. We can say that for almost certain. Assuming they do get punished. It's hard to call. You never know with this sort of stuff. Obviously they should probably be punished. They should be fined. They should be with loss of draft picks. I think that's very fair. Yeah, I mean, it's I'm still kind of like processing the whole thing, so I don't really have too much to say on it right now, but
yeah, I disagreed with it. I did send Beekeeper EB 701 points because that's how much you made the take for. So congratulations, Beekeeper. Even if your take loses, you get 700 points back. I disagree. I think there's going to be some punishment, and I guess it also depends. Like, if you're a franchise, what's like harder to overcome? Would you rather be fined or would you rather lose a draft pick? So I almost feel like these teams would rather get fined than lose a draft pick. But I don't see the issue with the Broncos. There's an issue with the Broncos. I don't see the NFL ramifications with the Broncos. Dolphins potentially, or I think the Dolphins are going to get whacked pretty hard here. Broncos and Giants, maybe a small fine, maybe they lose a 7th round pick, but I don't think they get wrapped up into all of this. I do think the Dolphins could lose some relatively serious draft capital, like maybe a day 2 pick. I don't know, a couple day 3 picks in the coming years. I just, I think there's a lot of good that's going to come from this lawsuit, and from a Flores perspective, that he's almost like a martyr for it. So is he going to get an NFL job? I don't know. The Saints are still interested in him, but I think this is a solid hill to die on if you're Flores, that you kind of rip up the cord from, how like some people have like cords like taped on the ground, like to keep them out of sight, right? Flores is just ripping up all the cords, and he might get electrocuted, but it's going to be for the betterment of coaches moving forward and the next generation of coaches. So if Flores never gets a job again, but in 10 years we have a more diverse and more of what Flores wants in terms of the coaching ranks, and less corruption, if you will, I think that might be worthwhile if you're Flores.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. This one's pertaining to the Superb Owl.
Ooh, this is a spicy one that I just read.
Fella says a defensive player wins Super Bowl MVP.
If a defensive
5
player,
disagrees or 4 disagrees and 1 agree.
I'm going to disagree because it's going to be really, really tough for a defensive player to win MVP. But if it does, it's going to be Aaron Donald. I'm like just
no
straight
Von
up going
Miller?
right to AD. Maybe Von Miller.
No
He would
Von's
contend
won
pretty
one
well.
before. What about Ramsey, Hendrickson? It obviously depends on who wins, and that's really the crux of the problem, that a quarterback really has to suck to not win it.
Mm-hmm.
Like
this is another very quarterback centric award. Then also I feel like the only reason I'm jumping right to Rams players is and this is kind of a mini preview, I guess, but you look at the Bengals D line or O line against the Rams pass rush. That's a scary matchup. So it's I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty confident that if any defensive player wins it, it's probably going to be somebody on the Rams. I'm not counting out the Bengals players. Obviously, they have guys like Jesse Bates, who's ridiculous.
Oh, Bates has been phenomenal this
criminally underrated.
I wouldn't even say that. He was legitimately not very good for the first 15 weeks of the season, something like that. And then something flipped and he was awesome. He was awesome against the Ravens. And then he was awesome week 17 against the Chiefs. And then in the playoffs, he was the best safety both week. And he was what is going on with Bates? Because I said he was the best safety in the NFL coming into the season. And then it was bad performance, bad performance, bad performance. It's bro, what is going on with this fool? And then he's been awesome last month. So he's really stepped it up. Von Bell had a nice interception against Mahomes.
Because of Jesse Bates, though. Bates is the one who
because of Jesse Bates.
Like
there's one take that's Eli Apple. I don't think we're going to get to it in our swiping, but going through hot takes because we're already 17 minutes in. But I can see it, but it's tough because you have to go above and beyond as a defensive player or get an interception return for touchdown. Word to Malcolm Smith.
Yeah.
You need a lot of things to go right. And when you have Joe Burrow and Matthew Stafford, I don't see it happening. Brady went
Cooper
to 10
Kupp,
Super
Jamar
Bowls.
Chase.
Yes. Brady
OBJ.
went to 10 Super Bowls. How many of those Super Bowl MVPs went to a defensive player? Jack, just take a guess.
One of them.
0. 5 went to Brady. 1 went to Edelman. 1 went to Deion Branch. 2 went to Eli.
I figured maybe
1
would go to them, but it's
that
just shows you.
It's a short list. It's Vaughn in Super Bowl 50, Malcolm Smith in Super Bowl 48, and Dexter Jackson in Super Bowl 37. Yeah, 37. It's really hard for a defensive player to win these things. And it's really hard for a non-quarterback to win. I can give you a better player than the quarterback in most Super Bowls, but the quarterback tends to win. I thought Jacoby Jones deserved it in the Ravens Super Bowl. Nope. I thought Edelman deserved it in the Super Bowl 53. He actually won it. I thought Damian Williams deserved it in Super Bowl 54. He didn't get it. I mean, heck, even last year, you could argue for players other than Antonio Brown, other than Tom Brady, but Brady won it. Brady got his 5th. So I don't love it, but historically it generally goes to quarterbacks, and at the very least it goes to offensive players. So if I lose that take, it'll be all right. All right. And then because we're at 19 minutes of takes here. All right. 19 minutes of takes. Got one more. You're going to like this one. This is from Loveless. I will send him 500 points momentarily. He says, Cooper Kupp wins Offensive Player of the Year.
Give it to me. I agree. This is a milk take. He should absolutely win Offensive Player of the Year because I want him to win MVP. I'm still on the Cooper Kupp wins MVP train, but Aaron Rodgers, if Aaron Rodgers doesn't win it, the only other guy I see winning it's Tom Brady. So, but Rodgers is probably a 99% chance in my mind. So, give it to Kupp. I wouldn't give it to Jonathan Taylor. I don't like what Jonathan Taylor did against the Jaguars in the last week of the season. He never really had that whole presence that Cooper Kupp did. When Cooper Kupp did not have 17 perfect games this year, and the Rams were still winning a lot of games. They won 12 games. Cooper Kupp was not amazing, godlike wide receiver in all of those games, and they were still winning.
He did have a lot of he quote unquote uncharacteristic drops, and it's so much so that it's at a certain point they're not uncharacteristic drops. He's just dropping passes.
Yeah, that's fair.
I do think that was funny to track throughout the season. So, I'm just saying.
But my point being, like, I'm comparing him to JT right now, Jonathan Taylor, and like,
of course,
because he's probably the other most likely candidate. But Jonathan, when he was not doing well, I did not really see the Colts doing that well either. So, like, you notice the Colts' biggest games, like against the Patriots, he was running the ball like crazy. The Patriots pretty much got dominated, and yeah. So I don't really. Taylor could win it, and I won't be too upset, but I really think Cup needs to win something here.
Yeah, I agree. I think Cup had the better season. I would pick Cup. I know there's going to be support for Taylor. He led the league in rushing touchdowns. But if you're just talking about stats, then why doesn't he go to Cup? Because he led the league in receptions and receiving yards and receiving touchdowns, and he was the fourth player since the merger to win the receiving Triple Crown. Although the last player to do that, Steve Smith, did not win the award, or did not win Offensive Player of the Year. He went to, I believe, Sean Alexander, although Alexander did set the rushing touchdowns record that year. So it's a little bit of a different vibe there. But Steve Smith had a great year, didn't win Offensive Player of the Year, was an All-Pro, though. I believe was an All-Pro. I hope he was an All-Pro, or else I'm totally wrong on that. Let me look that up real quick. But I think it's a little bit different from what it has been, and I would go Cup here. I do think voters are beginning to lean more towards the wide receiver position. Remember, Michael Thomas did get it over Christian McCaffrey when both of them had historic seasons. Steve Smith was an All-Pro in 2005. Awesome. He was also an All-Pro as a punt returner in 2001. That's my GOAT. He should be in the Hall of Fame. Bow down, peasants. Also, Torrey Holt to the Hall of Fame.
Yes, sir. All right.
Right. That'll wrap this up for hot takes. I think a solid week of hot takes. I'm excited for next week with the Super Bowl coming up. I'm excited for all the stupid, like the Eli Apple will win Super Bowl MVP stuff.
God. Eli Apple was terrible. That was like one of the we can like kind of transition into the Championship Sunday talk.
Oh man.
Yeah, Eli Apple did not have the greatest game.
He hasn't been an outright catastrophe.
That's true.
But that is okay. To be fair, that's not saying much, but there's a reason Saints, Giants, and Ravens fans just hate the man. And for Giants fans and Saints fans, it's because he was absolutely cheeks with those teams. He was a top 10 draft pick by the Giants, didn't work out, went to New Orleans, didn't work out. And then he hates the Ravens too, because he's been on the Bengals and just continually will badmouth the Ravens. Like he was, I believe after the week 7 game, he was the big trust, or enormous trust. He said something like that. It's like, what are you doing? Like the offense scored 41 points. It wasn't because you had like 3 interceptions. And I think it was the same thing with the Titans in the playoff game, that it was like a backup running back or a backup safety that was like, oh, big trust, haha. Well, it's like, what? Okay, then when we beat you, we're going to dance on your logo because you're bums. Like, what do you want him to do? I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird.
Eli Apple is goofy. He's like the 5th best corner on the team, but all of their corners or some of their corners are injured, so he's playing, and he thinks he's the next coming of Jesus. Like, put Cooper Kupp on Eli Apple 10 times. There is zero. I am talking zero chance that Eli Apple doesn't allow like 10 touchdowns. Like
Please,
if you're the Rams,
make that happen.
I am just, whether it's Odell, whether it's Robert Woods, whether it's Van Jefferson, I don't know.
Robert Woods is hurt.
Wait, I meant to say Odell, not Robert Woods.
You know, you could probably still put Robert Woods on him.
Robert Woods with 1 ACL, or Torrey Holt, who retired 13 years ago, or Isaac Bruce, who retired and is already in the Hall of Fame, or heck, even Flipper Anderson, who set the receiving yards record in a game with you guys 30 years ago. I think all of them would absolutely obliterate Eli Apple on Sunday, or 2 Sundays from now. Now, does that mean the Rams are going to win? I actually don't think so. But who knows? But
there's a lot of who knows with the Super Bowl, honestly, because
who knows?
Yeah. It's a good matchup, though. I'm looking forward to it for real. I'm not underestimating the Bengals. I know what they're capable of doing, and we saw it last week because the Chiefs. Oh boy, 21-3. You think it's over, and then next thing you know, Patrick Mahomes decides.
Will said on the previous show, Will said that the Patrick Mahomes like gave it away. And obviously I don't think Patrick Mahomes gave it away, but it felt like he was. It felt like he was self-destructing. Like
it felt like he got pissed off that somebody else was getting the Patrick price, and then he just kind of.
You're right. He saw that Aaron Rodgers was getting a deal, and he was like, nope. There were actually rumors that Joe Burrow was going to get the Burrow bargain. And Patrick Mahomes took offense to that and said to the world that, you know what, I'm going to just suck balls for absolutely no reason and blow a chance of going to my third straight Super Bowl. Like, it was unfathomable what he was doing. How's it going, Henry? It was unfathomable. You are talking about a guy that is being compared to Tom Brady as the baby goat,
baby goat.
2018 MVP, 2019 Super Bowl MVP, 2019 Super Bowl champion. And he's a guy that, oh yeah, he's a top 10 quarterback ever. People were throwing that out there. And this man turned into a pumpkin, turned into a vegetable, turned into a potato, turned into Jackson Mahomes when the game mattered, when it mattered. In the dying moments, he had the ball. The Chiefs had the ball deep in Bengals territory, inside the 10. It was goal to go. And Patrick Mahomes turned into Kerry Collins, who had 23 fumbles in a season.
Really don't like that that play call that they had at the end of the first half when they had one. It was like
play call.
21-10, first and goal or second or whatever it was, goal to go at the 1. And all they need to do is like get a touchdown or a field goal before the half. They could push the lead a little bit, and instead he throws like a screen pass or whatever to Tyreek. Tyreek doesn't get in, doesn't come anywhere close, and that's the half. Time runs out, no timeouts. That's it. You're going to the half, and I mean, it's not ideal when that sort of thing happens. And I think the Rams kind of found that out during the divisional round, how Cam Akers fumbled at the 1, and you could have widened the gap a little bit.
Even if it's 3 points, because Harrison Butker is going to split the sticks like that.
Absolutely. Yeah. When you have a very reliable kicker, I'm a little bit afraid of where this is going.
Yeah, me too. Is it a D's nuts joke? What did the man riding the hippopotamus say? He wants the hippopotamus happening. I don't know. Henry, I'm sure will answer that. But yeah, with these, as like a Ravens fan with Justin Tucker, you trust your kicker. And I think, especially in that situation, I would have just taken the points. I know I'm a little bit of a hypocrite because in other situations I wouldn't take the points, but
it's very situational.
Let me rephrase. I'm not opposed to going for the touchdown there and going for the dagger because you don't beat Joe Burrow with field goals. But why did you throw a pass that was not into the end zone?
Yes,
Mr. Patrick Mahomes. Are you?
You know what? I'm going to say too is that like I think that was a design play. I don't even think it was his fault. I think that's it was just they shouldn't. That's not the right play for that moment. If you're going to go for it from that situation, throw it to the end zone or run the ball.
Yeah, like you were running the ball all like the entire game. You were running the ball well. Like the Bengals had a pretty squishy front. No Ogunjobi. And I don't remember if DJ Reader played, but I know BJ Hill played and he had an interception. But what are you doing? I'll compare it to some other play calls throughout the season. Like the Ravens going for 2 against the Steelers. At least he threw it to an open player, right? At least Lamar threw it to an open player. Was it a completed pass? No. Did Andrews catch the ball? No, like that's fine. But at least it was to an open player who has to just fall down and he's in the end zone, or like walk forward and he's in the end zone. I understand you want to put Tyreek Hill in a position to make a play. Respect that. Tyreek Hill is a top 20 player in the NFL. Absolutely. But you put yourself in a really awful situation there for no reason. And if you replay that and you just throw the ball into the end zone, okay, at least you tried, right? At least you tried. or if you run the ball and you get stuffed, okay, at least you tried something. But
at least
your
motion was toward the end zone in one of those situations. In this case, you're just giving the ball to somebody.
It's incomplete. Okay, it's fine. If it's incomplete, it's incomplete. If it's incomplete, it's incomplete. That's fine. But to be short of the end zone, it's almost like there was it a Louisville Clemson game? I think it was a Louisville Clemson game. It's like 4th and 8 for Louisville, and Lamar dumps it off to one of his receivers, short of the sticks, right? But his receiver goes out of bounds before getting to the sticks. So like Lamar is like, okay, you don't want to throw it short of the sticks, but at least he gave his receiver a shot. Well, his receiver took the shot and immediately went out of bounds. I've actually done that in Madden before. I thought I had the first down, but I ended up being inches short, and I like threw my controller. Not a good day. Not a good day. Madden and NCAA make me furious, though, for real.
Yeah,
those games.
Oh, can you? I can't wait for when the new NCAA game comes out. That's gonna be.
Oh man,
fun.
I'm gonna play that 28. I'm going to call Frankie the day it comes out and say I'm off for a month just to play this game. Actually, I could probably stream it and get some views too.
We could stream it. Yeah, I could.
Yeah,
if they release it on PC,
that could be some. Yeah, that could be some content as opposed to just me. Hey, Frankie, I quit for a week so I can play this game. I'm so excited for it. Like I the last few years, I don't know how I would get my hands on like $500, but I would have paid $500 to have like a good NCAA game.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun to play that game for real.
I'm super hyped. I was up. There was one day in like December that I think like my roommate was gone, so I was like all alone. It was like for maybe 2 hours, I paced around like in an L shape in my room for 2 hours thinking, what if I had the chance to design a game, or if I was the CEO of EA or whatever and got to design the game. I'm like, well, I could put in trophies and like have like a legacy system. Like if you played as, I don't know, Washington and you won 20 Pac-12 title games, right? Then you would have like a silver 2, like a prestige system. And like I've never played Call of Duty, but I would imagine it works the same as like if you win a bunch of games you level up, or if you have a bunch of kills you level up, or
it's like a prestige system. Like the longer you play, or like whatever you get, like
so like I would imagine you have a really cool prestige system. Like let's say you won 10 Apple Cups and you're like a bronze apple, like you have a bronze apple icon next to your profile, like whether you're on gamertag or your PSN account. Or let's say you win 200 Apple Cups. I don't know who's winning 200 Apple Cups. And then you're like platinum apple, and like you have that. And like I was thinking of so many ideas, and it's just like there hasn't been a game in almost a decade, and that makes me sad. It's like, please come back.
It's coming back. It's coming back. I think either this year or next year. I don't remember the exact.
I think it's next year. I think it's like a 10-year anniversary, almost a 10-year anniversary when the last game came out. So,
yeah. So, in short, the AFC Championship game, Mahomes, what the hell are you doing? And Evan McPherson is a tank. He is insane. So I'm concerned for him. I think Splash just died the way Patrick Mahomes did. So you're standing still for a little too long there.
Yeah. Oh, Evan McPherson he's awesome. Like I have poked my fair share of fun at the Bengals for drafting a kicker, because my kicker is the most accurate kicker in the
Your kicker is the GOAT kicker, pretty much.
Yes. So like I have room to like troll their teams. Like when Boswell misses, like I will say like, oh, that was Boswell left, or Boswell right, or whatever, or Boswell off the post, whatever. So like Boswell's awesome. McPherson's awesome. Like there's going to be some nice AFC North kickers for the next 10 years probably. I'm super excited. I know I've poked fun at the Bengals for drafting a kicker, but for good reason. But he's been 12 for 12 in the playoffs. He's made 4 in each game. Like he has been a large reason to why they are here, because he has been a lot of their offense. Like Burrow has been good, but there's like a difference. You know the saying that good quarterbacks win, great quarterbacks cover?
I think I've heard that before, yeah.
Yeah. So the idea is like Burrow has been good, but McPherson has been great, and he is the reason why the Bengals have won 3 games in a row and have scored enough points to beat the Raiders and beat the Titans and beat the Chiefs. So McPherson's been unreal. He's been my Bengals team MVP twice now. And he actually might have been week 1. Maybe Pratt, I don't know. But he's been phenomenal. Actually, Cooper Kupp's been the MVP twice, I believe, as well. So good job. And hey, guess who's playing this weekend? Or next weekend? These fools. And the fools over there that you can't see.
I can barely make out the helmet in the background, but yeah.
That is, in fact, the Rams helmet. Because I did pick them to win the division. You know what's funny? I got the AFC North totally inverted, like totally wrong. Like the Ravens finished last, the Browns finished 3rd, the Steelers finished 2nd, and the Bengals won. But then I got the AFC East perfectly right. I got the NFC North perfectly right.
I don't know why I'm like reminded of a buddy of mine who is like he did the same thing with like logos on the wall or whatever like that, and he like I think it was 2015, the year the Broncos won the Super Bowl. He perfectly nailed the bracket, and he just stopped predicting the playoffs ever since then.
Okay, smart.
That was really funny. Like he just nailed the bracket, and he was like, "I'm done predicting NFL games forever."
There was one year in March Madness. I think I started 16 for 16, and it was like the best day of my life. It's like, that was the year that Dayton went to the Elite Eight, and I called Dayton to the Elite Eight in my number 1 bracket. I said the number freaking 11 seed, freaking Dayton, freaking Flyers would go to the Elite Eight, and they did.
I think my best streak in March Madness was 12 for 12. So
it's so difficult, man. Because
close enough.
It's like you'll have a bunch of games that like are does, and then you'll have like an 8-9 game, and it's like this is the most pointless game of all time, right? I'm thinking like Colorado and George Washington. Like who gives 2 Christian Fuchs about this game? And like they get it, and then it's like, okay, then half your brackets are gone because you don't have any leaning one way or the other. Or last year was Loyola and Georgia Tech, and I'm thinking, well, I don't know who's better between these, but I do think they're going to beat Illinois in the next round. So like my common bracket, it was like Illinois would obviously whack the 16 seed, and they did. And it was like 50% Loyola, 50% Georgia Tech. And then it was like a 33 split between Illinois, Loyola, and Georgia Tech. And then, okay, Loyola wins. Great. That killed half of my brackets. And then Loyola beats Illinois like I expected. Okay, great. That's killed 2/3 of my brackets. Because and it's just so frustrating. Or last year with Oral Roberts, like I was on air with Alec in 5th, and I said, I think they might beat Ohio State. They might beat Ohio State, but you don't want to put all of your eggs in one basket. So then you have like I make a lot of brackets. I do. But let's say I make 100 brackets, right? And I say Oral Roberts has a 20% chance to beat Ohio State. I am like good. That was a great prediction, but I still lose 80% of my brackets.
It's so weird with those kind of games. I can't believe the run that Oral Roberts went on, though. That was funny.
We have GT 500. I actually have the GOAT Tom Brady Holy Grail card, a 2000 Bowman Chrome Refractor rookie. Wow.
Damn. We should do like a card collecting segment or so. I have like a ton of hockey cards.
I have a bunch of baseball. I know Respect, my 40, has wanted to do a card show. Maybe if you reach out to him, maybe he'd be interested.
That'd be fun to like.
That's like I know Connor does cards as well. It's kind of foreign to me, but I would love to do more stuff on the show. But
yeah, I would love to. I have like a ton of hockey cards. I don't know why. I remember getting a lot of them at the same time, but it was still cool to get a lot of them. I could
like
get back into it.
I have like hundreds from like 06 to 08, and then my dad has like hundreds, maybe thousands from when he was a kid that I have in my room back home. So I'd love to do a show that's kind of foreign to me. Like I wouldn't know how to like price anything. I wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, I don't know how to price. I would just like, hey, look at this fancy Wayne Gretzky card that I have or something. Okay.
Right. I knew someone that had a one of my coworkers with Overtime Heroics, Keegan, has a rookie Justin Verlander card.
Wow. That's cool.
So that could be nice. I might have some rookie Justin Verlander cards, but they're in like these like just like horizontal like tops cards. Like I don't think they're anything special. Maybe they are. I don't know. His is only graded a PSA 7, so he missed out on $515,000. Wow. How do you grade the cards? GT, if you have any information on how you get the cards graded, I'd be fascinated.
I think there's like a system of some kind, or like you mail it in or whatever. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, let's move on to the NFC title game. I think that
you don't want to talk about March Madness anymore?
we can talk about March Madness in March. One more month.
Okay.
We're almost there.
I'm so excited.
I'll tell you this. I actually started following UCLA basketball on Twitter, so I'm kind of getting into it a little bit.
Wow.
So we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some fun with March Madness.
Oh wait, no, they didn't lose to Alabama. They beat Alabama last year in the Elite Eight, and they haven't played this year.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're on YouTube and you've read that comment, what?
I don't even know what that is.
I'm not going to say those words because I don't want to get demonetized. Thank you for tuning into the stream. Thank you for leaving a comment. Even I'm not concerned, but okay. Anyways, I'm super excited for the next like month and a half. Like you have of course the Super Bowl, then you have NFL free agency, you have the draft. Jack and I have some things that we've been working on. Oh, I'm so excited for that.
Yeah.
The next
I'm excited for all
months.
that stuff, the Madden stuff that we're gonna do. It's
March Madness. We don't slow down. I'm doing basketball night with you stadium with Jake on Friday, and the game was moved to NBA TV, so I still have to stream it, but I'm excited. It's a big time for us, and we've been doing Senior Bowl stuff. Zach's going to be on maybe 8 Eastern
tonight.
I don't know. Tonight he will be. He might be doing a Twitter Space. I'm going to try to get it on YouTube as well as Twitter Spaces. So yeah, I am amped. I am pumped. I'm ready to go 100 rounds with Sonny Liston. GT500 says, you fill out a form, pack the card in a secure package, and send it to PSA. It cost me $800 to grade that one card.
Wow.
Okay. Wow.
$800 to grade one card.
And I guess, it is worth $40K, but
wow. Still. That's like me trying to buy a Super Bowl ticket this year. Yeah, $6,000 for one game.
No, it was when I went to Cleveland. I got insurance on my ticket or something like that, and I made this huge purchase. I buy a ticket. I buy like 5 nights at a hotel in Cleveland, like 30 minutes outside of the stadium, off the stadium, and then I pay like $60 for ticket security or something like that. It was just like it was so weird to have that. Such a bizarre $60 charge, and that felt like a harder hit home. It hit harder than paying $1,000 on the whole trip. I don't know what it ended up being, but that was a scary night. I was sitting over there, and after I bought I'd bought tickets, and I had booked the hotel, and my dad had booked airline tickets, and I was staring at the ceiling thinking, holy crap, I have $1,000 on my Discover card. I have no idea how the heck I'm going to pay for this. So I had a mental breakdown at 2 a.m. Very scary. Do not recommend. I recommend getting a credit card, but use it like a debit card. Financial advice with Splash. I don't know. Freaking Snapchat is losing me money.
We did your stocks on the last show.
Oh my goodness. It's down 25% today or something absolutely stupid. And I'm, I'll find it. Cause I was genuinely about to fight Snapchat. It's down 10% after hours. How are you down 10%? Okay. GT500, the last thing. I bought the card back in 2017 after the Falcons Super Bowl. Paid $1,600. Wow, that's a cool $1,600 for it.
Hey, now card collectors, man.
Now it's worth at least 30 times. Great return there. I think I'd be fascinated, but then I'd probably buy super bad cards. I'd get a Tim Williams card when the Ravens drafted him. He'd be like, oh yeah, he's gonna be so good. He's gonna be the next Derek Thomas. Yeah, and then he flames out in a year and a half, or sack daddy Jalen Ferguson. Yeah, he's gonna be. Oh, he flames out in 3 years. Kyle Bowler. Yeah, and then he's off the team in 3. Okay, let's talk about the NFC title game. Of course, we were live for that.
We were.
Jack,
and
Jack, give me 3 words to describe your emotions in that time span. Those 3 hours.
3 words to describe my emotion. Roller coaster, I think, is a good word to start out with.
Okay, that's one.
Intense is another one because I was feeling pretty.
Oh wait, we can play the music.
Oh yes,
this is the music that was like most of the last half hour of the show.
This is for those who don't tune into Football Night with You Stadium. This is the game-winning drive music. After the divisional round, this became my favorite song of all time because we just got done blowing a 27-3 lead to the Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, and then Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp just did insane things. So that was fun to watch. And then this week, there was a lot more potential for game-winning drives because there was a close game. It was 17-7, I think, at one point. And I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little surprised. I think my third word is surprised. I think because Debo did not explode like I expected him to. I thought he did fine, but he didn't have an explosive game like he usually does, especially against the Rams. He usually goes off against us. He just he had a touchdown and then vanished. So
yeah, because Debo, that's the famous Aaron Donald
by Nick Scott.
Right? It's like Aaron Donald's like, oh, how do you feel about playing Debo? It's like, who? And then started 6-0 against him. So yeah, congratulations to the Rams. Super happy. I am rooting for them really, really, really freaking hard for next Sunday. Also, I have a fun fact. My mom, or when I was younger, I was like 6 or 7, right? I had a blanket, and I went with my grandmother. Shout out to my grandmother if she's watching. I went with my grandmother to Joann's fabric store, right? And I'm like, ooh, I want a football blanket, Granny or Grandma. I want a football blanket. Why am I doing that voice?
Why are you giving yourself that voice?
I don't know either. So I think I have a very high voice, but regardless, we found one. It's like it was St. Louis Rams. I'm like, I just want a football blanket. That's cool with me. So I have a St. Louis Rams blanket at home, and my 7th birthday, March 9th, 2008, it was a Ravens versus Rams Super Bowl cake.
Yes, I knew about this. You showed me that. I think you posted it on U Stadium at one point before.
I've definitely posted on U Stadium before. Actually, I definitely posted after we lost the Titans in 2019 in the playoffs. I like pretended to be a Titans fan and like be a diehard Titans fan for like 2 weeks just because like I had nothing better to do with my life. So I pretend. That was so funny. Like it was like Snapchat filters for a 2008 picture. It's the funniest thing. It's like, go Titans. No.
No.
That was so funny. Go Rams this week though.
Yeah. Oh God. That I will say though, the fact that it came against the 49ers too, the team that had pretty much tormented them for that long, was so satisfying. Like, there's no other team you want to do that against. And
absolutely,
how poetic is it that it was a 17-17 tie game after the Rams blew a 17-0 lead week 18, which allowed the 49ers to even get into the playoffs in the first place. And then this game, 49ers blow a 17-7 lead. And we're all tied up again at 17. It's poetry. You could not write this in Hollywood.
Hollywood, quite literally.
But here we are. And they did their jobs. The defense, oh man. After Aaron Donald gave them that pet talk on the sideline, that defense just exploded.
Was it Donald did Donald hit Garoppolo on the last play that led to the Howard interception? Okay.
He did. That was Aaron Donald.
Donald, of course, was unreal. He's been great all playoffs. Von Miller, menace to society in the playoffs. Eric Weddle.
Eric Weddle led the Rams in tackles with 9.
Yeah, I think he had the highest PFF tackle grade of the week, at least among safeties. I don't know if it was among everyone, but he had a 90 run defense grade, which I was not expecting to read Monday morning. It's always fun to me when I like watch a game and like I generally have a good idea of who's playing well, who kind of sucks. And then I'll get like PFF and they like sometimes reinforce your beliefs and sometimes they disagree. It's like, okay, well, I'll go back and watch film and see why I like to see why PFF graded a player like a certain way. You know, sometimes like I understand, sometimes I don't understand. But it's a good like sort of analysis. And it's like, oh, yep, Weddle 90 run defense grade. That is fascinating because you think, oh, he's like 40 years old. And the last time he was good was like 2016 with the Chargers, where they were in San Diego still. It was just so bizarre.
I still find the whole situation hilarious. How they just yanked him out of retirement. Like, hey, you want to come play for us in the playoffs?
They were so decimated in the defensive back room that they desperately needed friggin' Eric Weddle to come out of retirement.
40-year-old Eric Weddle or whatever, however old he is. I don't know.
Oh, man.
But he was hyped. He was mic'd up for the title game. Something just fell outside my room. He was.
I'm super happy for him. Congratulations. Going to win his first Super Bowl. He was a longtime Charger, longtime well, a couple years with the Ravens. With
1 year with the Rams and then retired, but he's hyped. So I'm hyped for him. I'm hyped for the whole team. Aaron Donald, you can tell he really, really, really wants this. And of course, Matthew Stafford. I mean, this dude's been 12 years in Detroit, almost nothing to show for it. Now he's got a chance to get a ring.
Yeah. He can take the Detroit out of Detroit. And if he doesn't win it and take the Detroit out of Detroit, then the Bengals.
The Bengals. What a weird Super Bowl, man. This is such I think a lot of people expected the Rams to kind of be here at some point or another.
Yes, we did. We did in fact make does OBJ make the Rams Super Bowl favorites? We did in fact say that.
We did.
We had a show and Nick came on. I think Nick came on or was commenting. Frankie came on and both of them were like, nah, OBJ, players don't really like him. The weird locker room dynamics. And they're in the Super Bowl. They are in the superb owl. Odell was awesome last week. So
speaking of Odell, hold on. I need to find this really quickly.
100 yards.
Because yes, he had his first 100-yard game. And let me pull up the share really quickly. We had the Super Bowl uniform matchup drop as well. So the Rams, we got the modern throwbacks in the Super Bowl. I'm hyped for this.
That is icy.
I don't know why. Icy. I don't know why the NFL also just randomly decided to allow the Rams to wear these. There's Cooper Kupp. Interesting placement for the captain patch, but our jersey stuff is weird, but it is what it is. There's Von Miller. There's Leonard Floyd. The Bengals, I think, are wearing black.
That man has a very
pants.
Large tongue.
Yeah, black with white pants for the Bengals. So the Rams just, I guess, I know there was some talk about.
Aren't they winless when they wear that? Something like that. No, they're like 1-8.
They're like 1-2. 1-1 in this specific combo. They lost to San Francisco.
I mean the Bengals, not.
Oh, the Bengals?
Yeah, because I thought there was like some like curse with one of their jerseys that they were like 0-8 with one of them, and then they beat the Ravens with it, something like that.
Yeah, but again, I thought there was like talk about the 49ers or something, like how they weren't allowed to wear their alternate, like their throwback alternates or whatever it was in Super Bowl 54. I guess the NFL just decided to be nice to the Rams. I don't know, but I'll take it because
I don't know.
It's our best uniform combo period. So I'm happy that the NFL decided to be nice. So
yeah, again, congratulations. I don't know what our next topic is, but congratulations to the Rams. I send my condolences. Actually, did you know that Cincinnati Public Schools have already canceled school for February 14th?
I did know that, actually. That's gonna be fun.
I think that's a tad preemptive here.
It's a little bit. They want the kids to not lose their minds and start crying all over the place if the Bengals lose. So,
ooh, okay. So I'm thinking, like, I understand. Like, I was in school when the Falcons went to the Super Bowl, right, in 2016, or February 2017, and I didn't hear any rumors like we would have school canceled if they won or lost. I don't know. Maybe if they had won, we wouldn't have had school. I don't know. I don't really care. I don't like the Falcons.
Listen, if they would have canceled, if I was in like elementary school, whatever, but before the Super Bowl, and and the Rams win and they cancel it, I would be a little upset because I kind of want to like go to school and brag about it. But
yeah, actually, that is a whole new perspective. That like if obviously my sports teams aren't from my city other than the Braves, and if the Braves won, then everyone's Braves fans. But I don't know what the vibe would be for that, because if you're in that sports city, right? It's like, let's say I was a Falcons fan. I'm a Falcons fan and the Falcons win the Super Bowl and they cancel school. Like most people there would be Falcons fans, right? Or most people are Braves fans, or most people are Georgia fans. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad that I was out of high school before Georgia won, because if Georgia had won while I was in high school, I probably would be hanging off a bridge somewhere. I promise you. So I'm very glad that they won while I was in college and I was no longer in the state. Actually, ironically enough, they won the day that I left the state. So maybe I never need to go. I never need to go back to Georgia. But regardless.
Okay, so our next topic. I'm surprised it took us almost an hour to even mention this because it's the title of the video. Tom Brady made it official. He is hanging them up. He's no longer going to be playing in the NFL. 22 seasons. I'm going to pull up really quickly a little. I'm not going to bring it up on the stream. I'm just going to read it. But I'm going to read his
passing yards record, passing touchdowns record.
I'm going to read his the first slide of his retirement. So he had like 5 slides on Instagram, 6 slides.
Once got dunked on by Lamar Jackson.
There you go. And winless against the Rams.
Both of our quarterbacks won their last start. Actually, your quarterback won his last 2 starts. Actually,
yes.
Wait a minute. Whoa. I think Matthew Stafford won his last 3 starts against Tom Brady.
Oh, that might be true. He beat them on Detroit, right?
In like 2017 with Patricia. Did you guys?
In 2020 we played them with Jared Goff and we won. So Tom Brady hasn't beaten the Rams on Tampa Bay.
No, wait. It is true, because when Tampa, do you remember this game when Tampa went up to Detroit and they absolutely blew the doors off of them?
Yes,
that was with not David Blaine, David Blau, right? Because Stafford was already hurt, right? So oh my goodness. I think I'm gonna fact check this, but I believe.
Go ahead and fact check that. I'm gonna read the first slide of Tom Brady's retirement statement. So I have always believed that the sport of football is an all-in proposition. If a 100% competitive commitment isn't there, you won't succeed. And success is what I love so much about our game. There's a physical, mental, and emotional challenge every single day that has allowed me to maximize my highest potential. And I have tried my very best in these past 22 years. There are no shortcuts to success or on the field or in life. This is difficult for me to write, but here it goes. I am not going to make that competitive commitment anymore. I have loved my NFL career, and now it is time to focus my time and energy on other things that require my attention. And then he went on to thank everybody, pretty much everybody in Tampa Bay, with absolutely zero mention of the New England Patriots. The only time that happened is when he later saw the Patriots statement that they released or something like that, and then he put it in his Instagram story, or he quote retweeted it saying, "Thank you, New England. I'm forever thankful," or whatever it was. I just find that a little off-putting, but it's so weird. I mentioned this on the Tom Brady stream that we actually did do a couple days ago. It's not going to sink in until week 1 comes around and he's not on the field for anybody.
Right.
So.
Well, I regret to inform you that I was incorrect. Stafford did start the Bucs-Lions game last season. He threw 3 passes and got injured. So David Blau came in through 10 passes, threw an interception. Chase Daniel came in through 18 passes. So Stafford only has a 2-game winning streak over Tom Brady. Lamar Jackson has a 1-game winning streak over Tom Brady. So that means as much as Steelers fans will clown Lamar Jackson for his entire career that he never beat the Steelers, well, guess what? He had a 1-0 record against Tom Brady. and your quarterback never beat Brady in the playoffs. So bow down, everybody.
Bow down, peasants.
Yeah, bow down, peasants. Actually, Tom Brady did post on his Instagram story yesterday about a certain lamb with the blam, and he said, "quote he used the wrong your," which was funny. He said, "quote you're the wrong you're next at New Era 8." So, look, okay.
That's quite the endorsement.
I cannot wait to watch Lamar Jackson this season. I know he didn't have the best season this year. I get it. I get the critiques. I watched every Ravens game. I promise you, I watched every single Lamar Jackson throw the entire season. I've watched every single throw he's had in the NFL. I watched every single throw he had at Louisville. I've watched probably every single throw he's had in the NFL like 10 times. I am super excited for him to come back this season. Next season. He is going to be I don't want to say entirely new quarterback, but all off season, we're going to have these conversations, top 10 quarterbacks. And I know Lamar Jackson's not going to be in many of them. He's going to be in some because some people have brains, but there's going to be a lot of times, yeah, Herbert's better than Lamar, or Kyler is better than Lamar. And you guys remember that the critique with Lamar was that he couldn't play in the playoffs. He sucked in the playoffs. What did Kyler Murray do in the playoffs? People, Kyler's better than Lamar. What's the knock against Lamar? Oh, Lamar sucks in the playoffs. Well, then wait, Kyler doesn't go to the playoff. What?
Kyler went to the playoffs and then peed his pants. That's what he did.
Oh my goodness, he threw one of the worst interceptions I've ever seen.
That legitimately might have been the worst pick six I've ever watched in my life.
Yeah, it was ever. Maybe not as bad as Wentz, but you're gonna have conversations with people. Well, Lamar, I take like Allen is fine, Burrow is fine, Mahomes is fine, Dak, I can argue both ways on Dak. Rodgers is fine, of course. There's only a handful of quarterbacks that are, I would say, unequivocally better than Lamar Jackson. But this offseason, we're going to have a lot of conversation. Is Stafford better than Lamar Jackson? I don't think so. Is Kyler better than Lamar Jackson? No. Is Herbert better than Lamar Jackson?
The next Rams game against the Ravens, if both teams still have their QBs, I'm sure the Ravens will still have Lamar. If the Rams still have Stafford, oh boy.
That's gonna be.
I think we were robbed of a good matchup last year.
Yes. Oh my goodness. It really is painful when you think that Lamar has a finite number of games as an NFL starter, as an NFL player, and you think that you got robbed of about a quarter of a season of his prime because of JOK diving into his ankle. And it just sucks that the same thing with Ronald Acuna, that he misses half of his season when he's 24, right? Or 23, 24. And that's,
it's similar to how I felt with or worse actually, because I felt worse with Todd Gurley. The dude was in the middle of his prime. He was one of the best running backs in the NFL, probably on his way to being top 10 all time. And then gets arthritis or something happens, and then just he's never been the same again. So
no. It's so Lamar is really more than a quarterback. And I know you can say that for a lot of players, especially quarterbacks, because they mean a lot to the franchise. But what Lamar means to the city of Baltimore, what Lamar means to the organization as Ravens fans, and there's a sect of Ravens fans that are just Lamar fans. I don't even associate with those people because some of those people are genuinely brain dead. And they think Lamar is the second coming of Jesus. Look, I love me some Lamar. I have a Lamar jersey. It is, I think, on my bed over there. I love me some Lamar Jackson. I think he's going to do awesome things for the Ravens, but he's not Jesus, but he's awesome. He's not Jesus. So
sure.
I'm super excited for this season. I think there's a lot of things going in the right direction for the Ravens as a franchise.
Sign Antonio Brown.
We really went off on a tangent, though, about Tom Brady. We went from talking to Tom Brady.
Well, hey, look, Lamar Jackson may or may not be the next GOAT. So, look.
Are we dropping baby GOAT status on Lamar now?
No, I'm not doing that. Although I will say that Mahomes didn't beat Brady the first time. Actually, Mahomes never beat Brady, right? Nope, he did.
I don't think so.
He beat him regular season 2020. That's right. Didn't beat him in the playoffs, so 0-2. Lamar did, in fact, beat Brady. So
we did do a whole live stream on Brady anyway, but that's Tom Brady.
Yeah, I could probably do a whole live stream on Lamar Jackson, but Yeah, Brady, 7-time Super Bowl champion, went to 10 Super Bowls, 3-time MVP, 07, 11, and 4. 11, oh my lord, 07, 07, 10, and 17. I mean, there's really not much to say. Probably should have won in 16. He had a great season, but he only played 12 games because of the whole Deflategate thing. Improved it in the Super Bowl. The Superb Owl. 5 Super Bowl MVPs, threw for 5,000 yards this season, was like within 100 yards of the record, threw for 43 touchdowns this year, threw for 40 last season, set the all-time touchdown record, set the all-time yards record, set the season touchdown record back in 07, soon broken by Peyton. I know there are players that are more talented, physically talented than Tom Brady. I know there are people with stronger arms. There are people that run faster. I could maybe run faster. I don't know. But if you want the ultimate competitor, it's Tom Brady. It's like, yes, I know there's physical limitations there, quote unquote physical limitations, because he's a great athlete. I mean, he was a baseball player for a reason, right? And he dominated the NFL for 20 years. But you talk about like intangibles, you talk about the margins. Like if you look at a piece of paper, there are a lot of people that can fill up from margin to margin. Tom Brady filled that piece of paper up front and back, margin, not even margin to margin, edge of the paper to the other edge of the paper, top to bottom, left to right. He filled up the entire page, both sides. Yeah. There are some quarterbacks that they might have a fancier pen. They might have this beautiful flowing black ink or the like a red ink pen, like a teacher, like, oh, just a beautiful, the penmanship, the strokes. It's a lot of fluff. All of Brady was substance for 22 years. All of the wins, all of the comebacks, all of the clutch drives, and all of the little things, right? Why did the Bucs get so good late in the season in 2020? Because Brady clicked in with his teammates. He clicked in with Evans. He clicked in with Godwin. He clicked in with Antonio Brown. He clicked in with Gronkowski again. He clicked in with Bray. He clicked in with Fournette. And there were a couple games. He had some rough throws, yeah, for sure. But those last 6 weeks or so of the season, they walloped the Lions, like I mentioned. They had a great playoff run. They scored 30 points in every playoff game, if I recall. There was a point that he was on such a wavelength with those guys that it just was different. There was such refined chemistry. And Bruce Arians has a really hard offense to run. Talk to Jameis, talk to Carson Palmer, talk to anyone that's ever run that offense. It is really hard to learn that in 1 year. Tom Brady struggled for 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks. And then when it mattered, click, everything worked. And it's like perfect connection with Evans, perfect connection with Godwin, perfect connection with Antonio Brown. And, I know he's not the most physically talented. I know he's not whatever, but mentally, Tom Brady won hundreds of games in the NFL.
He's not
with his brain.
I mention this every time we talk about Tom Brady at this point. It's worth saying, though, because it's still ridiculous. The dude won a Super Bowl on a torn MCL, played the whole year on a torn MCL at his age. Like, it's ridiculous how long he was able to do the things he was doing. So, definite props. You think about like the processing that he has, that there are good processors in the NFL. Like Burrow is a top 5 processor. Matt Ryan's a great processor. Aaron Rodgers is a great processor. Brady would see the play unfold and almost like before the snap. So he would be in the he would have the Madden play art pretty much is what he would have.
Yeah, he would have them. He would have the Madden play art for the defense too. And he's seen everything. So he knows, like, let's say he's playing, I don't know, the Falcons, right? So he knows that AJ Terrell is going to take 2 steps to the left, a step to the right, and like backpedal, right? So if Evans is going to if Terrell's like leaning one way, like if he's like 50-50, maybe like 51-49, like he knows, okay, Terrell's gonna bail here. So this comeback route is gonna be awesome here, or this back shoulder, like the way he looks at leverage, it's just magnificent. Like I wish my brain worked like half that speed or a quarter of that speed that he was just boom, 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 boom. And look, I know there's a lot of dump offs. There's a lot of underneath throws, but those are the smart plays. Those are the effective plays, people. And yes, Mahomes and Herbert have these rocket launchers. Josh Allen has this rocket launcher of an arm. Yes, that's fine and dandy. But you make your bread and butter in the NFL from like 7 yards to about 17 yards. Those are the most efficient plays in the NFL because they are high completion rate, and you gain yards, and you can put the ball in good positions to gain yards after the catch, which Brady does, as well as just about anyone in the history of football.
Only a shame he couldn't catch that pass in the Super Bowl. But it is what it is. That's probably his one flaw. But his. I mean, I think at this point, all you have left to say is the cliches. Like, of course, we know he's going to end up a Hall of Famer. They might waive the
I don't think they're going to do that.
The rule
do you,
they do.
Do you think they could retire 12 universally like they did with Gretzky?
No, I don't think they're going to do that because the NFL hates retiring numbers. So I think this will be a rare case where we see the Patriots are obviously going to retire 12. I don't think there's any question. The Bucks honestly might retire 12.
They should. They actually do have a couple retired jerseys. They should, I think.
Yeah, I think every team has like a small handful, but like the NFL discourages.
I think some
retirement.
teams don't. The Ravens don't have any official retirements. Like you're not gonna just wear 20 or 52 or 75 or 55.
I know there was talk about like 18 was retired in Denver when Peyton went over, and they still let him wear it. So it was like,
or it was. There was some number like when Mark Ingram went back to New Orleans, like he wanted, was it 21? Because I believe he wore 21 when he was with the Saints, and then someone was wearing 21, and he like thought about 2, and Jameis wears 2, and thought about 9, but then that would be weird to just ask Drew Brees to wear number 9. So
the Rams are like having this entire like. Poor John Wolford is going to keep having to change his number because he was going to wear 3, and then Cam Akers ended up trying to switch to 3, but then he got hurt, so he didn't play. So they gave, but Wolford, like again, he switched to 13, but then OBJ came in, and like there's discussion like OBJ is going to want to wear 13 if he stays for beyond this year. So and Cam Akers is probably going to wear 3 next year instead of 23. So. Wolford, I don't even know what number he's going to wear.
Just leave. Go. John Wolford is going to go to Tampa, beat Kyle Trask, and be the starting quarterback.
John Wolford.
I said like baby goat with Mahomes, and you joked about it being Lamar. It's actually John Wolford.
It's John Wolford. Yeah.
I'm going to log
undefeated in the NFL.
Okay, I'm going to log into U Stadium. Going to add points, splash. Okay, add 1,000,000,000. Okay, awesome, great. Yep, I'm going to make 10 takes, all of them worth 20,000 points. That John Wolford will win 18 Super Bowls. Not even 8. 18 Super Bowls.
18
Not even the
Super
next
Bowls.
18. He will when we have this show, when we have like episode 10 million of this show, John Wolford is going to be the MVP of the most recent Super Bowl.
It wasn't 3. It was 9. Wolford was 9 before Stafford came in. That's what it was. So it was like, yeah.
Yep. How many
numbers
episodes do you think you could realistically do of this show?
I don't want to think about that. I just want to go for as long as we can. I don't want to think about it though. Probably do
I know,
a good handful though.
There's like Joe Rogan has like 1,400 episodes of his podcast. It's like holy crap.
Yeah,
I don't know if we're gonna get to 1,400. That's a lot.
That'd be fun though if we could.
Yeah, that is true. Although, well, it would take what? Wait, okay, if we did one every year, so 52 a year. Let's just round that down to 50. So 100 every 2 years. It would take 20 years to do with that. Oh my goodness, it would take like 30 years to do our show 1,500 times. Holy
We'd have
crap.
to start doing like more frequent episodes, but
yeah, I mean, if we did one every day, then it'd be much easier. If we did like 3 a day.
Oh no! If we did 3,
we could speed run it. There we go. Make a new.
We should actually try that at one point, like just for some small period of time, doing like multiple episodes over the course of like the same or like different days, like 3 days in a row. For example,
just like start like the show, like just call it the show, and just like throughout the day go and episode 8 of the show. Well, when was episode 7? 15 minutes ago. When was episode 9? In like an hour. We have gone totally off the rails. Tom Brady, is he the greatest athlete ever?
I think there's some debate because LeBron James, Wayne Gretzky, there is definitely
MJ, Phelps,
MJ.
Serena. Actually, I think Serena has a really good case. Phelps, Usain Bolt. The Olympics do make it a little weird. I know there was some pushback when I mentioned
start
like
tomorrow,
Phelps.
by the way. Opening
yes,
ceremony, or I think there were
also
some events.
Happy birthday, Mom Mare. Tomorrow.
There were some events that were held. I think the last couple of nights.
Groundhog Day. Is it Groundhog Day or
yes.
is it Groundhog's Day?
I always say Groundhog Day.
Okay, I can see your shadow, so that means we have 6 more weeks of winter.
Yeah.
Okay. Darn. I guess Arizona's not the end of the world. Knowing how like 2020 and 2021 went, it might snow in Los Angeles.
It snowed in LA in like 2019.
It snowed here last January.
So, I mean, you never know. But
I don't know.
Speaking of off the rails, we've got a new identity in the NFL this year or next year. I guess now, because the Washington football team is no longer the Washington football team. They're no longer the Washington R words, as you like to call them. They are.
Wait a minute. Whoa.
What's up?
Madden said, fun fact. You threw for 26.8 million yards with the Madden 22 passing leader. Find out who during the first ever Madden NFL awards.
That's a thing?
That's a thing.
That's going to be fun.
What?
Wow.
Okay, they're revealed February 3rd, February 4th. So tomorrow and Friday. Offensive and defensive winners. And then on Saturday, they're revealing the most valuable virtual player.
Man, you know what they're doing? I'll talk about this later.
Fun fact: you guys make the same game every year. Spitting.
True. I want to get into the Washington stuff though, because as of today, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to officially introduce you to the Washington Commanders.
I'm gonna call them. Should I call them the redacted still, or should I call them the commies?
I think it's second option.
I love the redacteds, but I also want to call them the commies.
I'm sure that's very tempting for a lot of people. I'm not going to say that because it's probably going to get us in a little bit of trouble. I don't know.
On YouTube, if you call them the commies,
I don't know. I'm just paranoid.
Look, shows called them the R words for a long time. So
That's true.
I would imagine YouTube, like, it's just the name. That was just the name of a sports team at that point, or like the Cleveland Redacteds. Okay, it's the Cleveland Redacteds. It's the Washington R words. I do like the logo. I think that's a pretty polished logo.
It could be better, honestly. I'm willing to give it a chance, is what I'll say, because like you look at a lot of teams around the league, and like we just tier listed NFL logos a couple episodes ago. We put like Cowboys in S tier, Packers in S tier, Niners in S tier. All of those logos are just like letters. Timeless. Like it's just the Packers is just a G. The Cowboys is just a star.
Just a G.
Or it's a G in a circle, but still, it's like that's
the Cowboys is a rating actually.
Yes, that's true, of course. But you get what I mean, though. Yes. It's like a lot of the logos that like a lot of people love are just letters, and so like I'm willing to give this a chance.
We have breaking news. We have wait. We have series. Whoa. I'm not doing. Jim Harbaugh called Michigan to inform the school that despite interviewing with the Vikings, he will be returning to school for the 2022 season. Sources tell ESPN. Michigan was, in the words of one source, quote, elated to get Harbaugh's decision.
Wow, that's breaking
John
news.
Harbaugh is going back to Michigan, everybody. Breaking news.
Jim Harbaugh.
With you Stadium. John Harbaugh is not going back to Michigan. He is staying with the Baltimore Ravens. Jim Harbaugh is going back to Michigan. Breaking news. Okay, Washington redacted. So let's continue.
Yeah, we've got some more logos here. This one I actually don't hate. They have like a smaller version without the white circle on the jerseys, which I think are nice.
What really bothers me about this logo or this?
What bothers you?
Steel. Look at the three of the 5 numbers on the bottom. 1983, 1988, 1992. Jack, what year did the Rams, or what is the famous Rams team that won the Super Bowl?
The greatest show on turf.
Okay, give me the year.
99, I think,
Okay.
or 2000,
Yep.
one of those 2 years.
Yep. The 99 Rams. What about the Ravens? The greatest defense of all time. Do you know that year?
I don't know that year.
Okay, the 2000 Ravens. You know the 85 Bears, right? 72 Dolphins. The Washington Commanders said, F all of you, we are going to take the year the Super Bowl was played. So instead of this 85 Bears being the greatest defense ever, or the 2000 Ravens, or the 99 Rams, right? Or the 2013 Seahawks, or the 72 Dolphins, it's now the 73 Dolphins. Although the 73 Dolphins did win the Super Bowl. The 73 Dolphins, the 01 Ravens, the 2000 Rams, the 86 Bears. What are you doing?
So Washington pretty much it should have been the 36 team, but it says 37.
The 37 and 42 are fine because those were played in December, so they got those
right.
Okay. It's the 82 R words, the 87 R words, and the 91 R words. I really don't like that.
This is what bugs me about the NFL. This is the one thing that bugs me about the NFL is I've started having to just call it the NHL calls this year's the 2021-2022 season.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm starting to have to do that with the NFL now because
when their third straight Stanley Cup, they'll be the 2022 Stanley Cup champions. That's fine. The NFL, the regular season is just the regular season is the 2021. If when the Bengals win next Sunday, they are the 2021 Super Bowl champions.
When he says,
yes, when they look. I'm sorry, Jack. I don't want to hear it either, but they will win the Super Bowl. The Cincinnati Bengals will win the Super Bowl.
Okay, congratulations, Bengals. I mentioned though, this appears on some of their jerseys without the white circle, it's just the inner just this line, the yellow line, and then the next burgundy, all that stuff.
I think I like the stars too. Do you know what the stars represent, Jack?
Maryland, I think. Right?
Well, no, the DC flag, but
the DC flag, yeah.
I believe, or it could be the 3 Super Bowls. I would imagine that it's. I
don't have a press release or anything on here, but yeah, that's what that is.
Because
this is just.
I really like both DC and Chicago, how they use how their flags. Oh my goodness, they're gorgeous. But
Nashville, I think the Predators do that.
The Chicago, I think theirs is the state of Tennessee.
Yeah,
3 stars because they have a circle with the 3. Yeah,
the Titans kind of have a way of doing. I was talking about the Nashville Predators, but they kind of do that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's the word marks and logos and stuff, but we're not done yet because we've got more. We also got to look at the uniforms. And
also, if you are interested in buying me new pennants, if any viewers, you can get the Washington redacted or Washington R words changed to the Commanders. Also, the Rams down there can be changed to the Los Angeles Rams.
All right. Here we go.
If you're interested.
These are interesting. These are interesting AF, to say the least, because they decided to go down the route of 3 different designs for all 3 uniforms. The home one, the burgundy one, I actually don't hate.
I don't love the font. If there was no font, I would love it.
Yeah, it's
if
weird.
There was if there was no font, if there was no Commanders, I would love it.
Yeah, or if it was smaller or something, it didn't have those lines. By the way, those lines are above and below the name on the black one, on the back. They have big yellow lines on them.
Interesting.
That's very experimental.
Like the black ones. I like the black ones. Actually, in this picture, I think all of them look pretty nice.
Yeah, I think we have to see them on the field. I think we have to wait and see what they'll look like on actual players instead of mannequins. Madden would be a good judgment too. Mm-hmm. I like the helmets, I will say, and we'll actually talk about the helmets in a little bit. But I do.
Yeah, the black helmets are pretty sleek.
Yeah,
I think there was some flack that when this was pushed out on the app, there was some flack. But looking at it again, I think. I like the black. I would wear that in Madden. I think the burgundy color is really nice. I like how they kept the colors. I'm glad they didn't do a mustard color, a mustard yellow jersey.
I'm glad they didn't.
Even I own one, but
yeah, I will say I'm glad they kept the colors. I think it's good to like kind of keep that part of their identity the same. So like we know it's the same team. It has all the same history, but I don't know. A lot of these I have to see on the field. It's really interesting what they're trying with that black helmet. Alternate helmets are going to be fun next year when they allow them. Like they allow more than one color. Hopefully the Buccaneers bring back the creamsicle. By the way,
amen to that.
But yeah, that's what we're looking at with the Commanders next season. So,
and I'm interested because they do kind of look like AAF for XFL jerseys. Although there is their hashtag. It's hash mark.
Take command is their hashtag.
Yes, but like there's like a specific name for it. Like I know they're all hashtags, but there's a specific name if it ends up with like a Twitter emoji next to it. So
hash flag, I think it is.
Yeah, hash flag. So hashtag take command was actually the hashtag or the hash flag, if you will, of the San Antonio Commanders and the old AAF. Remember that?
I remember the AAF. That's fun.
Okay. Have you seen what Dick Butkus has posted on Twitter?
I have not.
He is up there with like the funny. So he posted, "It's Groundhog's Day, which means the New York Jets have already been eliminated from playoff contention." He is not wrong. He is not wrong at all. Oh right. Man, that's too funny.
I don't even know what's next. We have the NHL All-Star preview if we want to talk about that.
Yeah, you can run through that.
I'm mostly just talking about some of the events that they have going on because I've said that when they dropped the jerseys, they went for a much more traditional route for the jerseys, and I was like, I'm a little disappointed because this is Vegas. And we know how much the Golden Knights...
I will say that I was looking at buying some stuff for the All-Star game, for the NBA All-Star game, and I ended up scrolling through Fanatics. And I do like there's like a Vegas-themed shirt. And it's like the NHL shield, and like on the back, it's like Dylan Larkin, right? So like Larkin 71, and the front is like NHL shield with like Vegas logo in the corner. Or Vegas word mark in the corner. Very cool. I know there's a certain All-Star that you despise. I don't know.
There's a lot of them that I despise. You know who just got named today is Tom Wilson.
That's who I was referring to.
Yeah, I was pissed when I found that out.
Well, see, you don't like Tom Wilson as a person. Like you don't. I'm sure, like Kaprizov, for example, like you just don't like him because he's on the Wild and he's really good, right?
Well, I never cared for the Wild, so like I know he's not like a terrible person. I just hate that he like does good against us every time. But I know he's not like
you hate Tom Wilson because he's like legitimately a screwball.
This guy started so much shit against the Rangers last year, and it was like, why are we putting this guy? It's like when they put Brad Marchand in the All-Star game a couple of years ago. Although, to be fair,
Brad Marchand is a great player.
He is a good player. He might be a jerk, but like he's a really good player.
Isn't he the one that licks people?
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, Tom Wilson is just like I don't want to say any words that are going to get us demonetized, but he's one of those words. Like he's not.
What athlete do you think would win a licking contest? Like Big Four.
Why are we talking about this?
Like let's say you had like I had a Tootsie Roll thingy a couple days ago, right? And you have the Tootsie Roll pop.
Sure.
What athlete do you think would have like the most abrasive tongue and would get to the center first? Like most abrasive saliva.
That's why am I thinking about this? Brad Marchand's the only one I've ever seen like lick somebody before.
There was one NFL player that like spat on another one. I feel like Ndamukong Suh might have some pretty abrasive spit because he's like, well, Lions Ndamukong Suh might have some pretty abrasive spit saliva. That's such a weird word to say. We can stop this conversation. It might be
we need to talk about these new events. The first one, I'm going to pull up the image here. This is called 21 in 22. So pretty much, let me find the description. I'm going to be reading it off of the.
Wait, let me take a guess at what this is. My guess is that the player shoots the puck at cards, and their goal is to get to 21.
Yes. So,
okay.
Yeah, the object of the game is to achieve a hand of 21 without going bust in the least number of shots. The player who wins 2 rounds is crowned a puck shark, is what they're calling it.
I love this. I am in love.
This looks dope.
This is S tier event right here. This is almost as good as Carson Palmer absolutely eating it at the 2005 Skills Challenge. Did you see that clip?
I think I have seen that clip. Yeah,
oh my goodness, absolutely amazing. Yeah, the S tier, S plus. This is better than like the. Oh my goodness, the what was the jersey that I said was S plus tier? I forgot what it was. Anyways, it's better than that.
The Kings one. Was it the Kings gray one that they wore outdoors? Or was it a football jersey you're talking
maybe.
about?
Yeah, football. I'm thinking more football jerseys, but like this is like above like the Vegas Golden Knights like retro reverse, or better than the Avs retro reverse, or better than the Wild one that I own. Oh my goodness, I love this idea.
We're not done though here.
Okay,
I am
fully ready for this. I am zoomed in.
Brace yourself. This is
such a clever idea. Is it?
It is
going to return in years.
I was like hyped about this too,
or is it just I was like, this year? Is it just this year, or is that going to be like? Is that event just this year? Okay, darn. Because like I like the Vegas vibes. I wish it was replicable though.
Yeah. Well, brace yourself, because this next one we have something called the Fountain Face-Off.
Okay, in other news, the Pro Bowl needs to do some more things, and the MLB All-Star Game needs to do some more things.
Pretty much. Because I mean, look at this. You're gonna have players travel by boat to the center of the fountains of Bellagio. I think that's how it's pronounced. And they're gonna shoot pucks at targets. So I think you're gonna have like targets on those little platforms, and then first to required to successfully shoot pucks into 5 targets in the least amount of time.
I'm fascinated. Players.
Yeah.
Is this Saturday night?
This is Friday night.
Frick! I'm busy Friday night. Screw you, NHL. I'm so fun to watch. Darn it. I'm busy for Jake.
I'm not busy. I'm busy during the actual All-Star game.
Okay, that's the All-Star. Okay. Darn, I'm excited though. I'm gonna rewatch this.
Yeah, this is the skills competition. The skills competition though, it's gonna be fun. They're bringing back the breakaway challenge, which I'm hyped about. The breakaway challenge is always fun. You have like I think Brent Burns in the last year they did it. He put on like a Chewbacca mask after they showed like the montage of like his facial hair growing. Like he was just getting longer and longer and longer. And then he like the lights go out, and when they come back on, he's wearing a Chewbacca mask.
Has he shaved?
I think a couple times he shaved, but he's just known for having like a lot of like a big beard and a lot of facial hair.
Same.
You can relate. But
relatable.
Yeah, All-Star Weekend's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun, and like Vegas is just getting like everything this year because you have the Pro Bowl too taking place at the same time. They're gonna play Madden on like they're gonna go for like breaking a world record for the largest projected video game screen.
Okay.
They're gonna play.
Is the record currently held by like Times Square?
That wouldn't surprise me.
Okay.
Although I don't know what the current record is.
Did you, when you were a kid, did you watch Madden Nation?
No, I did not.
Darn, I thought
I don't think
was
it was
unlock
into
some
that
like
around that time.
Darn, I thought I was gonna unlock some like awesome memory because like I met someone that's played MLB Power Pros before, and like that was cool. So I was like trying to. In the comment section, if you guys have ever watched Madden Nation, it was like 2008, 2009, 2010. Let me know. Because I think it was on ESPN 2 a couple times. I watched it. That was fun. All right.
Yeah, Vegas is
going to get more new. Do you have any more new events?
I think it's all going to be the same. They're still doing the accuracy shoot. Let me pull this up really quick. I just closed it too, but
because I wish the NFL did some more creative things. Like look,
it is fun to watch them play dodgeball though. It is fun to do that.
Yeah, that's true. At a certain point, these athletes are all like awesome, so I want to see them do awesome things. If that means Carson Palmer falling down, I'm down. If that means Lamar Jackson finishing last in an accuracy competition, you know what? I'm down. Because he still has more MVPs than your quarterback, more than likely.
So we've got the Fountain Face-Off. We've got 21 and 22. We have the fastest skater, save streak.
You mean the Dylan Larkin special team?
Yes, the Dylan Larkin special. Fun fact, actually, the Kings and the Red Wings just dropped the puck like 2 seconds ago. So,
did you see the McDavid goal that he had today?
Oh, that was filthy.
I'm gonna look at that right now.
Oh, the U.S. just scored 2 in the soccer game, so that's happening right now. I forgot they're playing. Who are they playing?
Oh, that was cheeky. That was cheeky. He just like flipped it in off the back of the goaltender.
Did you see when Trevor Zegras hit the Michigan too? By the way,
yes, he had the Michigan goal and the Michigan assist.
I hate the Ducks, but oh my God, Trevor Zegras is insane.
Is he going to win the Calder?
He could win the Calder. He should win the Calder. So we have save streak, which is just a bunch of the goalies trying to save the puck as many times as they can in a row. Hardest shot. That's cool. Shout out to the LA Kings player Martin Ferk, who hit a 109 mile per hour shot in the AHL skills competition a few years ago.
Isn't that like the Shea Weber? Shea Weber's
record is like 108 or 105 or something. I think Zdeno Chara has a 108, but Martin Ferk has a 109.
All right, so the Vikings' known finalists are Raheem Morris. Oh my goodness, stop! Raheem Morris, Kevin O'Connell, and Patrick Graham.
They're trying to yoink our coaching staff.
Yes. Well,
accuracy shooting is the last one.
Maybe.
All right. Should we do tier list and then wrap it up? We've been going for a little bit. Let me pull the tier this time around. We figured we would have some fun with it since the new Commanders branding dropped. We're going to be doing helmets this time around for football teams. I did throw the Commanders one together at the last second, and I completely forgot that they have the burgundy face mask too. So just pretend that this is burgundy instead of yellow.
Okay.
All right. Let's go in order. Arizona, what do you think?
It's kind of bland. It's like a good helmet, but like we talked about, like with State Farm's, what's it? State Farm Stadium?
State Farm Stadium.
Like it's just kind of like, okay, it's a lot of these are just going to be generic, like logo on a helmet. Yeah. Congratulations.
That's pretty much exactly what Arizona.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of C tiers, I think.
Yeah, this is definitely.
I don't know if we're gonna have any Fs or any D tiers, but we're gonna have a lot of C tiers.
C for Cardinals.
Yeah.
Falcons, I would actually be willing to put B or A tier. I like how they made the logo bigger this year.
Yeah, I can go B tier. I think it's fine.
What do you
think
Ravens
about your
are
another team? It's just like another it's like a logo on a helmet. It's probably a little bit better than the Cardinals, but it's a logo on a helmet. What do you want?
I'd kind of still be willing to give it like a B tier though. I like the stripe that they have, the purple stripe. I think it's cool. The Bills.
I think they're fine. Again, logo on a helmet.
Yeah, logo on helmet. We'll go
probably B tier.
I guess. Oh, I can change the name of the tier. What? I didn't know that. Panthers.
Logo on a helmet.
Logo on helmet.
It's the logo on a helmet.
I like the silver color. I'll say that.
I do.
I had put the.
You know what I'm gonna say. You know what I'm gonna say.
Logo on helmet. I'd probably put them C tier. Honestly, this is like not. I don't know why. I'm not a fan of this one.
Okay, S tier. Congratulations, Bengals. You did something right. Now the Browns ascend to a new level because it technically is logo on a helmet, but their logo is a helmet.
Is the logo. So it's like.
So I'm very glad they didn't actually put the helmet logo on the.
That would have been trippy as hell.
So like it's very boring, but at the same time, every other team is logo on a helmet besides the Bengals. So it might be A tier just because it's not logo on a helmet, even though
like.
It did.
Oh boy.
Okay. Cowboy. It's say the line, Bart. It's a logo on a helmet.
A lot of these. I'm kind of like trying to think about like what good designs some of them have, like in terms of the striping pattern. I think the Broncos have a good one. I'd probably still B tier them though, but it's a good design that they have.
This is just gonna be all B tier, and then like
a lot of these are gonna be like a logo.
It's just logo on a freaking helmet. All of them are 90.
Not all of them.
Almost all of them are logos on a helmet.
Here's what we're gonna do. I just found out that I can change the tier name, so we're gonna go logo on helmets. And then we slap everybody into this tier pretty much.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, honestly, I thought this would be better. It sounded better in my head. But
I agree with you. And then I looked at the first three, and it's like they're just logos on helmets.
It's like, oh boy. Some of them are not logo on helmets. Like you have, I guess the Chargers technically do, but it's a number.
Rams don't. Okay, I would leave the Chargers out of it for now.
Okay.
I would
Washington.
I I would leave the Rams, leave the Chargers, leave the Vikings, Patriots or logo and helmet, Saints logo and helmet. I would leave the Eagles, leave the Steelers, or not leave. I would leave the Eagles, take the Steelers off. Takes Seattle. I like how they do the double thing.
A tier, honestly.
Seattle gets an A tier. I like Tampa's. I like the color they use with
the pewter
their
gray.
Yeah, the pewter with it. Titans is a logo, so just throw the logo.
It's a logo. I will say it's a logo, but I like that they changed the blue, and I like it's like the sword pattern on their helmet stripe. I'd be willing to give the Titans like an A tier or something.
They could go A tier. I think Bucks should be A tier.
Bucks A tier.
Niners is a logo on a helmet. Jets is a logo on a helmet. All right.
Oh,
that was
boy.
easy. And I feel like I really like the Rams helmets.
Rams are honestly helmets in my opinion.
Yeah, S tier.
These are fantastic. I love how they didn't do anything too fancy. Like it's the new horn, but the colors they use were perfect. It's like a special shade of blue that like Riddell isn't like offering to anybody else. So that's pretty cool.
Would you look at that? Super Bowl matchup.
In the S tier.
Yes.
That's quite interesting.
Yes.
The thing about the Charger helmet that bugs me is the big number. Like if you left the number out, I'd honestly be willing to call that an A tier or maybe even an S tier helmet. But it's like
even though it is a logo and helmet,
even though it would be just a logo and helmet at the end of the day, but it's like the number. I'd put an A tier. Like it's not bad. It's just the number kind of ruins it for me a little bit. Vikings, I think S tier. I like the horns that they have going.
I like it a lot.
Eagles,
I think they do something creative. Points for creativity.
Yes, we'll go A tier for the Eagles.
Yeah. All right, that was anticlimactic.
That ended a lot faster than I thought it would, but our show's been going on for a while anyway. So,
man, so that was a great show, Jack. If you're interested in more content, Zach will be live in like half an hour, maybe. I don't know. Henry's getting home in a little bit, so Zach will be live. We're trying to get it on YouTube. He's definitely going to be live on Twitter Spaces. Maybe we can do like a dual thing that he like starts on. I don't know. I don't know how we're going to.
I don't know. I don't even know how Twitter Spaces works, so we'll have to see. But
I've tried to join them before. I didn't get to join a trivia one, an MLB. We should honestly do those do some youth stadium, like try to do like Jeopardy.
That'd be fun. Sports Jeopardy.
Yeah. Football Jeopardy. Yeah, that's a great idea. Maybe Friday. Well, I have a call on Friday, and then I have maybe like in between Friday or like Saturday or Sunday, like during the Pro Bowl, we could do some trivia. I don't know. I guess you're not going to be here Sunday.
I'm not going to be around, so you guys are going to have to figure that out. But
I can figure it out with Henry. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you smash that like button, ring a ding ding, that Le'Veon bell, that notification bell. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you drop a follow on the Twitter @UStadium. Drop a follow on the Instagram, also @UStadium.
Download the app and make takes, because if we like your take so much and we show it on the show, Jack puts it in the newsletter. Keep your eyes up.
You have ways to earn points. Like I was talking to Carrie, a shout out to Carrie, about like how do you earn points? Splash. I've been on the app a long time. How do you earn points? Well, there's several ways you earn points. First of all, go on the app every day. You get it's not much, but you do get some points for being on the app every single day. We have streaks. It's like a Snapchat streak, but you actually get something out of it. You get points for voting on polls if you're right. Which polls? We're not going to do as many polls, but there are some polls that we'll do occasionally. You get points for sharing your take. So if you say, hey, I have 75 points, I don't have enough points for a take. All right, well, I'll send you points. You can make a take, and then you can share it with people and get your points that way as well. You could also buy points. Great idea.
Yeah, good idea. If you need
if you need an extra 800 points, you want to make a take, just spend $1, get 800 points. And see, this is the thing. I know I'm going to talk as like a consumer, not a U Stadium employee. I understand. I get that. I don't want to buy points either. I understand you don't want to buy points. You don't want to spend $10. But look at it this way. Let's say you pay $1, you pay 99 cents, and you get that 800 points. And you make a take, right? And you make that right take. you are turning that dollar into more than $1. You have a chance to win more than $1. This is not buying diamonds for a game. This is not buying clothes for your character in Madden. This is not buying headbands for your character. This is not an accessory. This is a legitimate opportunity to turn that 99-cent bet, like it was 800 points, into more, right? I cashed out 25,000 points. I have $25 sitting in my PayPal, or I would, but if I wasn't a U Stadium employee. Cash out is working, by the way. So you can cash in, you can cash out. It's no different from using a betting site. It's no different than putting $100 into MyBookie and use promo code U Stadium at MyBookie. Sponsored. Pay $1, get 800 points. Here we go. If you pay $1 and buy some U Stadium points, pay $1, just $1, just 99 cents. Tell me, screenshot your purchase, send it over to me. I will give you 800 more points. I will double your purchase. I'll go 3 times. If you buy 800 points, I will send you 2,400 points. I will triple your points. Whatever you buy. Just say, hey, Splash, here's a screenshot. I bought 800 points, or I bought 1,600 points, or I bought whatever increment of points you want to buy. I will come in and triple that. So again, let's say you buy 5,000 points, I will send you 15,000 points and get fired. But buy some points, make some takes, win. All you gotta do is win. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, Aaron Donald trains with Super
Bowl player Aaron Donald, NFC champion Aaron Donald trains with knives. We'll see you next week.
Superb owl.